Hi Bobcats, this is Miss Lee, and this video is on finding percent practice. We're going to find the percent using the percent proportions. These practice problems are in your notes on page 5 of your notes, so make sure you're showing all of your work in your notes booklet as well. Problem A. At a zoo, an Asian elephant weighs about 3 tons and eats about 300 pounds of food a day. What percentage of its body weight does the elephant eat each day? Okay, let's look at the numbers we're given. We're told that the elephant weighs about 3 tons and that it eats about 300 pounds of food a day. And then we want to know what percentage of its body weight does the elephant eat each day. Okay, one of the things you need to watch out for is that we have one number representing 3 tons, one number representing 300 pounds. These are two different weights, and we need to convert them into the same. So tons and pounds, since we're wanting to know the percentage that it eats each day, and eats is in pounds, we need to change the pound or the tons into pounds. So if you'll recall, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So we've already done this in the last unit where we converted measurements. We can do this using a proportion. So we have 3 tons. And we want to know how many pounds does 3 tons equal. Well, you can clearly see the scale factor is to multiply by 2,000. We're going from 1 ton to 2, or from 1 to 2,000. We're getting bigger. It is multiplication. So 3 times 2,000 is 6,000 pounds. So 3 tons equals 6,000 pounds. So when we fill out our part whole in the percent, we know we're looking for the percent. So this is our N, our unknown, and the percent that we're trying to find is how much does it eat. So always put a little description as to what you're trying to find. And the part in the whole. We know that the elephant weighs 3 tons. This is the whole. And we've already learned that 3 tons equals 6,000 pounds. So 6,000 is our whole. And it eats 300 pounds. So 300 would be the part. This is our eat. Now, it's very important that you go back and you look. Does the part and the percent, are they describing the same thing? Well, they're both describing how much the elephant eats, so yes, they are. Now we're ready to set up our proportion. Remember, percent proportion is part to whole equals percent always out of 100. This 100 will never change. Now that we know the part whole percent, we can fill in our proportion. The part is 300. The whole is 6,000. The percent is unknown. This is our N, and N is always, percent is always out of 100. Okay, you're ready to look for your scale factor. Remember, sometimes you need to simplify first, make it smaller. Pause the video, complete this problem, come back and check your work. Okay, did you get that the elephant will eat 5% of its body weight? If you did, awesome job. If not, take a look at the work that's being shown. We worked together and set up the percent proportion, so you just needed to find the scale factor and solve for N. You could have taken the 6,000 and divided it by 60 to get 100, and then done the same thing, but that's kind of a big number to know. Some of you might have not known that you could have divided by 60, and that's okay. What I did was I said, okay, look, I could simplify, they both end in a 0, so let me cross them off because that's the same as dividing by 10. That's our little shortcut. And then I can easily 600 divide that by 6 to get 100, and then do the same thing with the 30 divided by 6, and that's where we got the 5%. All right, let's go on to problem B. Sally's soccer team played 25 games, so they played 25 games and won 17 of them. What percent did the team not win? Okay, so we're looking for the percent that they did not win. So this is our N. Put our description, not win. We know that they played 25 games. This is your whole amount. What is the total number of games we're talking about? We're talking about 25 total games played. So that's our whole. And then they won 17 of the 25. So this 17 is our part. And this represents the wins, how many they won. Now let's go back and check. Does the part and the percent match? Are they describing the same thing? No, they are not. We want the percent that they did not win, but our part shows the number that they won. So we need to change this. This is not going to be correct. We want to know the part that they did not win. Well, if they played 25 games and they won 17 of them, we can find out how many they did not win by subtracting. And 25 minus 17 is 8. So our part is going to be 8, which is how many games they did not win. Now that we have this set up correctly, we've got the correct numbers here, we can do our percent proportion. Part to whole, we're talking about the 8 part out of 25, is going to equal percent, which is unknown, always out of 100. Okay, go ahead and pause the video, solve this, look for your scale factor. When you got your answer, come back and check. Did you get that they lost 32% of their games? If you did, great job. Move on to problem C. If not, please pause the video and take a look at the work shown to see if you can find your mistake. Okay, problem C. Kai calculates that he spends 75 minutes of a school day in science class. So this 75 minutes is spent in science class. If he spends 500 minutes in school, what percent of his school day does Kai spend in science? So he spends 500 minutes in school. And we're looking for what percent will he spend in science class. So the percent is the unknown, this is our N, and we're talking about science class. So 75 minutes of a school day is in science class. This is our part, and it describes science. The whole is the total number of minutes he spends in school, 500. Come back and look. Does your part and your percent represent the same thing? They do. They both represent science. So now we're ready to set up our proportion. Part to whole, 75. The whole is 500. Equals the percent, which is our unknown, that's our N, always out of 100. Okay, now you're ready to solve this problem. Pause it, come back and check. Okay, did you get that he spends 15% of his day in science class? If you did, way to go. If not, pause the video, take a look at the work to see if you can find your mistake. Okay, last question, D. During a school assembly, 15 out of 60 students wore orange shirts to show school spirit. What percent of the students, so what percent of the students did not wear orange? So the percent we're looking for are the ones who did not wear the orange, so no orange. Okay, so it tells us 15 out of 60 wore orange. That means that 15 students wore orange. That's the part. And 60 is going to be your whole. Okay, we're ready to start, but wait a minute. Check your part and your percent. Do they match? Are they describing the same thing? They are not. Our part the 15 represents the orange shirts, those who wore orange. But our percent represents those who did not wear the orange. So they're not the same. We need to go ahead and change this right here. If there were 60 students and 15 of them wore orange, we can subtract to find out who did not, or how many did not wear orange. And we get 45. So no orange would be 45. Okay, now we're ready to set up, because the part and the percent both represent no orange. We're ready to set up our percent proportion. Part to whole equals percent, which is our unknown, always out of 100. Okay, pause the video, solve this, come back and check. Did you get that 75% of the students did not wear orange shirts? If you did, great job. You're done. Move on. Work on your homework. If not, quickly pause the video, take a look at the work shown, and see where you made your mistake. It's important that you understand how to do this, so please, if you got it wrong, look for your mistakes.